t-shirt. Can you tell that I filmed this video 6 million times? Oh my god. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to those that are new. My name is Lil and today we're going to be talking about Japan Sings 2020 and why I think it's basically Game of Thrones but in a disaster version. Welcome to the 100th review of a show that you've probably already watched. I really hope this setup is straight. This is not my house. I came to visit my mom and this is literally the fourth time I'm filming this video because technical difficulties all the way. Can you tell that I'm a professional? Japan Sings 2020 is made by the same man that brought us Devilman Crybaby, and that's one of my favorite anime of all time. Can you guess the type of personality that I have? I just really like disaster, end of the world type of situations, so that's why I was drawn to this anime actually. So yeah, it's 10 episodes on Netflix. I finished it in about, I want to say 4 hours in one sitting. It was really easy to watch. And okay, for the first part of this video I'm gonna just give like a spoiler free, just a spoiler free overview of what it was. Hopefully you can just pause this video, leave it marinating in your browser, and then go and watch the anime and come back because it's really easy to watch. It's very short, and yeah, and I'll give you a warning when the spoiler segment will begin. So Japan Sings 2020 is about literally Japan singing. It follows this family as they are trying to survive this catastrophic sequence of earthquakes and I guess tsunamis, but yeah, mostly earthquakes because every time an area is hit by an earthquake, that portion of Japan begins to sink. So the family is trying to make it out alive, your basic disaster movie type of situation we love. So the first thing I want to talk about is the opening song. The opening song of this anime was so soothing and so beautiful. It was so pretty. I don't think I skipped it once. It was just, I just enjoyed listening to it every time it played. Music for me in anything I'm watching is very important, and I'm just really happy that this anime had amazing music. The show started off really well. I really love disaster movies, disaster TV shows, but mostly disaster movies because they are short and easy to watch. But yeah, I really liked how everything just happened so quickly. They just jumped right into it. It didn't really take that long to kick into high gear. It set the blood racing almost immediately, and it was just nice seeing the family get together, organize their thoughts, and figure out what they're going to do. When it came to characters, there were some characters that I don't want to give you preconceived notions. If you want to get into it and make your own choices and your own decisions about what you feel about certain characters, I'm not going to name them. I'm just gonna say that some characters really ground my gears and I was so irritated, and then other characters were really a breath of fresh air and had good heads on their shoulders. This anime, when I watched it, I was like, is this Game of Thrones or what? Because the carnage is real. I'm sure you've seen in the title of a number of YouTube, of a number of videos, you've seen the like kill counts and whatever. It's like intense. Like no one. Don't care about nobody. Don't care about nobody. Just keep it moving. Just watch the show because the moment you start caring about people, heads start rolling. So now it's time for spoilers. There is a group, the group of people that we're following in this show to start are the core family, and some girl that they know. I can't remember in what capacity they know her, if she's a nanny, if she's a neighbor, I don't know, but they know her. This boy who goes to school with the older daughter, with the daughter, and yeah, they embark upon their quest to survive. When I say the family, I mean the family and all their allies that they collected on the way. So yeah. So first thing I want to talk about is the fact that the dad was so hot. The dad was hot, 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 hot. The dad was fine. And he was, you know, hands on. I'm gonna take care of my family. I'm gonna get us out of this. You know, he just had everything. He just had everything figured out. And I was like, this is great. This family is doing fine. I didn't really know what to expect because I didn't watch any reviews and I was not prepared for what I saw. Sometimes I'm not like traumatized, whatever. I just realized very quick that this is one of those shows that just want to make my laptop is dying. This is just one of those shows that want to make the viewers sad all the time. And you quickly begin to lose all sense of, oh my god, this character, I love them so much. The dad was really great and he just seemed to have everything figured out. And we're like, okay, this family is going to make it out of this mess. Oh, when he died, my god, I was just like, why is this why is this the type of anime that this man makes? Because even Devilman Crybaby, it was just so bleak and just, but that's why we like it, I guess. So yeah, but I was just like, the hot dad is dead. I did not like the daughter. I felt the way she was treating the mom was so rude. Just, I get it, she's a teenager and her dad just died, but I mean, at the end of the day, kid, like, you're just doing the most. And it was just so irritating for me. I didn't like her. I preferred her little brother. He seemed to be a little bit more, you know, palatable, and he was just smart. I thought he was really smart, and this anime really showed that, you know, it's really good propaganda for lack of a better term. It's really good propaganda for gamers, people who, you know, do alternative things. And he just seemed to know a lot, and everything he knew was from playing video games. And he had a network from the gamer friends he played with online. All these things were used to this little boy's advantage, and it helped them out of some things throughout the show. The next character I want to talk about is Kite. Kite was one of my favorite characters. He was he's a YouTuber. Kite is a YouTuber, and he's not your typical YouTuber because some YouTubers have a reputation for being not great. So yeah, he was just like, he had this hero complex, you know. This guy was like, I need to save everybody, and you know, he was kind of a MacGyver. But at the same time, it's not like he was good because he was good. I feel like he wanted to prove something to himself. He wanted to prove that I did something that mattered on this planet. So yeah, I don't know. But like Kite, I really like Kite. He always came through. I mean, the guy was so resourceful. God knows where he got half of the things that he had. Yeah, I mean, the guy found a tank, guys. He found a tank at the end of the world. And I don't even know what to tell you. Like, we're gonna get into it because we have quite a bit to discuss. I thought the mom was really sweet. She really had the I'm gonna keep this family together, I'm gonna keep everyone in high spirits vibe. And I thought it was such a nice touch, the way she would take pictures, little Polaroids of you know, she'd be like, hey, today was a great day, let's take a picture, and it would be so cute. And you know, I just really really liked her. And yeah, you know, this anime stays giving you sweet people and taking them away from you, so it's so fun. So like I mentioned earlier, the first scene that really just got me like, chick, this is not going to be a smooth ride, was when the father was blown to smithereens. I was just like, is this the type of show this is going to be? I'm like, what is this, Game of Thrones? Like, literally kill off the dad. And I'm just like, oh my god, people were dying. People were dying like flies. I'm just so lucky that, you know, Game of shows like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead really got me, you know, side-eyeing these things, because they be taking away your happiness every step of the way. The next thing that stood out to me about this show was the scene for the old man when they went, okay, so well, they go into the supermarket, and God, my favorite character is like, oh my God, I don't wanna like steal. I'm only gonna take expired things because this is stealing and it's wrong. I'm just like, girl, get off your high horse. The world is coming to an end. So they go in the store and they are taking stuff, and then this all of a sudden it's raining arrows, and everyone is trying to duck for cover, and the little boy is hit with an arrow, and then everyone is like, oh my god, this kid is dead, oh my god, he's dead. And then the person who was shooting at them comes out and he's like, oh no, what happened? I am so sorry. And then the kid is like, don't worry, I'm fine. My Nintendo Switch, I don't know what console it was, but it's a handheld console. He was wearing it like in his coat, like here. And he's like, my console saved my life. And then the old man is like, oh my god, that's so great. Why don't I fix it for you, and then we can all be best friends even though I tried to kill all of you. Yay. So they have dinner and everything is fine, and the guy fixes the boys console, and we're all like having a great time. And then old man decides to join them on the trip because he has a van or whatever, and everyone is just behaving like nothing happened. And this old man is one of the most xenophobic people I have ever seen in an anime. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but the core family is a mixed family. The mom is from the Philippines. I think she's from the Philippines. And she's much darker than her husband, who is Japanese. And yeah, you know, you're gonna see like this anime. The grapevine tells me that it is a political love letter to the people of Japan, but I don't know those things. I don't know what's happening in Japan. I don't know what discourse is there in Japan about foreigners, but yeah, that's what I heard. So yeah, the old man is xenophobic. He's an alcoholic or a drug addict or both, but definitely I know he's like addicted to morphine. So he's just not the best person to have around your children, aside from the fact that he tried to murder one of them. And it's just like, oof, guys, why why are we, anyway, they needed his van. So the family comes to the conclusion that they need to leave Japan because it's dangerous, it's literally sinking, and they're trying to get to these ships along the coast. So the next thing that I found very weird about this show was the fact that they abandoned all, like the thought of escaping Japan just fizzled out when they met this strange man who took them to this cult. And it's like, guys, I know this place looks stable, they have food, God knows where they got the food, you know, but why are we deciding to stay and settle in this place? We're trying to get off the island, we're trying to save our lives, and all of a sudden, hey, this place looks fine, no earthquakes here, let's just stay here for the time being. I found that very strange. I also just didn't get the whole cult saga. I feel like it dragged on way too long. It was just, it just felt very forced to me. I wouldn't have minded it so much if they had just been passing through, but I wish that the cult scene had more to offer in terms of being relevant. Because first of all, there was this one who talked to the dead. The woman didn't even talk to their dad. Like, I was like, so what was the point of bringing this woman who talks to the dead? You know, if she's not even going to talk to the person who, if she's not even going to talk to the person that would think that the family wants to talk to the most. So I was just like, it was just very weird for me. And also, they just threw in this random sex scene. I mean, I guess people love sex scenes, but I mean, at the end of the day, they should make sense. We're not 12 anymore. I just didn't get it. It was just so strange, and I felt like it stuck around for way longer than it needed to, and it was just so strange. Like, oh, you can come and stay with us. You don't have to work if you don't want to work, but if you want to work, you can work. Like, what type of cult is that? Like, I don't know. I just didn't enjoy that saga. It was fine. It's not like it was awful. Kind of wish they were cannibals, because then maybe it would have brought something interesting to the table. Like, they're trying to survive and they're eating the people that are brought to them. But like, no, they were just like really well stocked up. They had all the money. They had all the things. They had all the things. I guess they wanted to introduce us to the scientist, because the scientist was there. He was like paralyzed from the neck down. He couldn't move his fingers. He and blink. So I guess they wanted to show us like, oh my god, this cult was looking after this man who discovered that Japan was going to sink into the ocean, and everyone thought he was crazy. But I feel like they could have brought him in another way. Like, this anime really tried it. It really, really tried it, because people were dying, but for some reason the paraplegic scientist survived. And I'm just like, why? Speaking of this same cult saga, all of a sudden, the old man who tried to kill the little boy has this psychotic break, and it's just, everything just felt very weird and misplaced. In this arc, I'm gonna call it an arc. In this arc, it just felt weird and misplaced, and I just was like, what is happening, and why is this happening? Like, what is the relevance of this to the whole point that these people are trying to make it out alive, you know? I just felt it was very forced. I didn't, to the point where when the old man, you know, he had his like swan song and like died, I just really didn't care for it. I was just like, thank god they're back on the road again, because it was just a mess, you know? Like, it felt like a mess to me. But I know it sounds like I'm complaining a lot, but I really did enjoy a lot of this show. But yeah, there's some parts that I just felt like, guys, I think we need to understand that there is no perfect anime. Well, like, can be, but like, we can't just be jumping on the bandwagon because of hype, you know? Like, we have to learn to acknowledge that things are bad, because I feel like we've reached a point where we praise anime for just being anime, and we're so hard on like other, you know, forms of entertainment. If it's like the MCU, or if it's the DC cinematic universe, we're always like dragging people for filth just because we expect, oh my god, you are in Hollywood, you should know better. But we give anime passes and passes and passes. I know I'm gonna get so much flack for what I'm saying, but know that I love anime as much as the next person, and I really do be watching anime just for the fight scenes, even if it's bad. CC Guilty Crown. But yeah, after that atrocious arc, well, it wasn't atrocious, just irrelevant. After that irrelevant arc ended and they're back on the road trying to get to the ship that they should have been trying to get to for the last couple of days, that they were wasting time at the cult, with the paraplegic doctor in tow, things are really bad now. most of Japan is underwater, and when they get to the ships are like, hey, listen, only if you have some sort of skill can you leave this island. And everyone is like, what? Okay. So if you're like an athlete, you can go. If you're like smart or whatever, you can go. If you're a singer, you can go. If you're just a regular person like me, you would be left to die. So that's basically what's happening. And there was it was just craziness. Like after the arc, I feel like they had no time left, and they were like, this is gonna be a 10 episode anime if it's going to be the last thing I do on this earth. We're not adding any more episodes. So everything after the cult arc just felt like a whirlwind. So there was this like little pontoon. I don't even think it's a raft or a boat, it just looked like a pontoon. And there are these people like, hey, Japan, only Japanese people. We're only gonna have pure blood Japanese on this thing. We have to preserve the essence of Japan. Like the most xenophobic shit you will ever hear. And I was just like, whoa. So they were like, yeah, only Japanese people can come on this raft. And then the lady, the mom is like, hey, can we come on this raft? And then they're like, yeah, sure. And then they look at the lady and they're like, wait, you're not Japanese. And they look at her son because her son got her complexion, so he's darker. And she's like, this kid isn't Japanese either. And she's like, well, I'm not Japanese, but my kids are Japanese. Their father was one of the most amazing Japanese men on this planet. And they're like, no, sweetie, we're not going to take you mixed race Japanese people because we're not trying to taint the blood. We want to resurrect Japan as a pure breed, and y'all are going to be polluting that shit. So they left them. But the good thing is the pontoon like sank because bad things happened to them because they were idiots. So yeah, like it was just so hilarious to me because I know that in every country you go to, even in Zambia, there's going to be people who are like purists. They're gonna be like, why are these foreigners here? You know, just ruining our culture, just killing our blessings from our ancestors and stuff. But at the end of the day, once planes and ships were invented, it was inevitable. We're all gonna mix. We're all gonna be one big global family, whether we like it or not. I think just mind your business and keep it moving. Eventually, the family managed to find a boat that would take them off the island of Japan. Japan is an island, but anyway, yes, off Japan, and it was great until it capsized. So this boat capsized, and the brother and sister were, you know, stuck on a life raft for days, and it just was so excruciating to watch because if you watch Life of Pi, you know what I'm talking about. Just the whole, oh my god, these people are going to starve to death, or they're going to die of thirst, or who's gonna eat who, and it's a mess. And the worst part, one of the worst parts was when, you know, it started raining, and then they were so excited, oh my god, it's raining. They get this water bottle, this empty water bottle, and they put it there trying to collect the raindrops to drink, and then alas, it was filled with volcanic ash and they had to pour it out. It was so sad. It was so sad. They started hallucinating, and you know, it got to the point where even when they were rescued by their mother, we praise Jesus, when they were rescued by their mother, I was like, this is a dream. They shouldn't have died. Like, this is a dream. But no, it was not a dream. And they were indeed rescued by their mom and the guy and the girl's classmate. And it was just a relief because I didn't want to watch them starve to death, die like that. It was just, no. I was like, we've been through enough with this show. I don't really want to watch children die like that. Yeah, so they managed to get off the raft and onto another boat, but the boat was stuck. So this is the part where, after I had been numb to everyone's deaths I was like, this is that Game of Thrones formula where they're just going to shock you and be like, anyone can die, you can die, you can die, you can die, everyone can die. And it's just like, okay, whatever, I'm done with this show. I'm just gonna go in expecting everyone to die. I was not ready for the mom to die because she was really sweet. She and I also felt there was no need for her to die. I think it was just they were just really trying really hard to tug at our heartstrings and make us feel some type of way, and they succeeded. So when the mom went down to try and dislodge the boat because it was, the anchor was like stuck, I just felt it was so unnecessary. They could have literally just cut the rope. Like, I don't I just did not like what was happening. It wasn't that deep, but I guess they were like, she's gonna die from either this catastrophic disaster or the mom had this condition that she needed to charge, I think, her pacemaker. She needed to charge her pacemaker, and it had, like, obviously batteries and solar, but the contraption got broken and it was already running out of juice anyway, so she was already going to die. But it just made me feel some type of way, like they really went out. Like, we know mama was gonna die, but could she at least die in her children's arms, not the way she died like a fish. There was this nice touch that the show would do when someone from like the core group passed away. There would be, like, the parents, there would be a dialogue that they play while the person is dying, and it would be from a time when everything was happy and everyone was peaceful. And yeah, it was such a nice touch. Very sad, very morbid, but very beautiful. I found it so beautiful and touching every time they did it. When the mom's sacrifice paid off and they managed to get the boat onto, well, they're already in the ocean. Well, when they managed to get this boat moving, they saw Kite when their boat ran out of juice or whatever. I don't know what the fuck. They ran into Kite, and Kite had a tank. He was sailing the oceans in a tank. We don't know where he got this tank from, and we don't need to know because it's Kite. When you watch it, you know exactly what I mean. And he's like, hey guys, come inside, we're safe and dry. Like, and I was just like, first of all, how are these people meeting? Because at this point Japan has almost 100% sunk into water, and it's just the vast ocean. Time and time has passed. These people, how are they the only people alive, and how are they meeting each other on this water? And all in all, the fact that the boat, remember the boat capsizing? All in all, the fact that the boat capsized, the paraplegic scientist still managed to remain alive. I don't know what type of witchcraft Kite had to keep this man alive, but Kite was literally putting this man on his back. He was this man's carer. I don't know what school he went, what nursing home he was trained at, but this guy kept this man alive. But it's fine. It's fine. It's a show. We're trying to keep it moving. But this is the thing: if they did not waste time in the Cult Saga, they would not need to be rushing and ignoring all these huge plot holes. You know what I'm saying? So when they get on board with Kite after they had lost their beloved mother, Kite is like, yeah, so this scientist guy has research that we need to retrieve, and it's just like, okay, you need to retrieve this information. Why? And he's like, because when Japan sinks, it's going to eventually come up. And I'm just like, okay, all right. I'm just like, okay, this is fine. It's fine. So eventually Kite puts this man on his back and they go to this man's office, which is now almost completely submerged, and they manage to get his research. They get the research. Obviously they nearly die, but they don't die because Kite is MacGyver and the paraplegic man is Jesus. And they find themselves on this island. Well, it's not really an island, it's just like a patch of land with like a hot spring being heated up by the volcano. Yeah, by the way, Mount Fuji erupted. They can help the future generations of Japan, you know, know when Japan is going to resurface. So it's gonna sink 100%, but one day Japan is going to resurface. Yeah, because science. I didn't do geography. They're sitting there in this hot spring type of thing, and it's like Kite is trying to cheer people up. The daughter has taken the mom's role of taking pictures, and it's so sweet. And then Kite is like, hey, I got a beat. Let's do a rap battle. And then they do a rap battle. And at first I'm like, no, please don't do this. But then I'm like, you know what? They are really like doing their best. And like the flows were actually pretty good. And it was actually one of my favorite parts of the movie. I think the rap was good. It was cute. And they really like got a lot off their chest, they were talking about the closed-mindedness, the homogenistic society of Japan, xenophobic things, and also how proud they are to be Japanese. Like they were talking about a lot of things that were very interesting. I don't think I've really had an insight into what it's like to be Japanese and what it's like to be mixed in Japan or a foreigner in Japan from an anime. It just felt really real and like, okay, like I can get with this. When I got to the epilogue of this show, I kind of felt really like I'd been put through the ringer. Maybe because I had stayed up for 4 hours past midnight watching this show, but I just felt like it really shows you that even though you're going through some of the worst things you're going through in your life, life still goes on. The world still stays spinning around you. Like the people got saved and then they had to assimilate into new societies and they had to live their lives. They had to move on. They had to forget, okay, not forget, but just move past the people that died, move past the injuries they received, move past the losses that they had. They have no country. They literally have no country. And it's just like, yeah, they move forward. They keep it moving. And it just made me feel very melancholic. Melancholic? I don't know. But it made me feel some type of way. It's just a reminder, like, Jesus, this year has been one of the worst years in recent history. One of the worst. And we've lost so many people. Like, it's crazy, We've lost so much. And it's just like, Jesus. And we're all suffering. And no one can really help the other person because everyone is trying to help themselves. But like, yeah, kind of reminded me of that. It's just a lot. Welcome back to the people who were avoiding spoilers. All in all, I really enjoyed this anime. In as much as I've seemed to be complaining the whole time, I really enjoyed this anime. And even though there were parts that didn't feel relevant or make sense, I feel like they were not deal breakers for me. I do feel that this show could have been compressed into a movie. That's my personal opinion. I feel like they could have gotten away with making it into a 2-hour movie. It would have been perfectly fine. They would have trimmed the fat and just given us a nice streamlined story. But yeah, hey, for me personally, I think I'll give this anime a 6 out of 10 because I feel a lot of time was wasted in some areas, and you know, more energy could have been put in others. All in all, I did feel like it evoked the right emotions from me when it needed to. I did feel like some there was intense shock value used in this anime, but it's fine. I do recommend people watch it. It's not one of those shows that leaves you feeling like, why did I waste my life watching it? No. It's a good watch. It's fine. It's entertaining for the most part. It's kind of fast paced. So yeah, it was a good show, and I really feel like you should watch. And when you watch it, please let me know what you think about it down below in the comments, on my Twitter, wherever you want to, so we can have a discussion, because I literally made this video because I needed people to talk to about this show. So indulge me, please. I'm ready to listen. Yeah, if you like this video, please like, please subscribe. If you want me to watch anything, literally anything, I'll watch whatever, and let you know what I think, give you my opinions. Opinions are not fact. My opinions can be wrong, so please do not take what I'm saying as fact. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter if you would like. Everything is down in the description. And thanks again for watching my convoluted takes, my convoluted hot takes on Japan Sings 2020. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.